Blockbuster. Bombshells. I'm talking about we are in the turf wars of professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen.
Word.
If you don't know, now you know. WWE now owns AAA. And if you want to know the full breakdown of this and what this means in terms of the culture and the Mexican heritage, do yourself a favor. Go to Rob Viper on Twitter or even go to Lucha Blog on Twitter. They did a phenomenal podcast together. They did a break doing articles. They do a great job covering the Mexican lucha scene down in Mexico, and they do a very good job. But on this podcast, we are talking about just the magnitude that will be for Lucha Libre and the magnitude that happens moving forward for American wrestling. Take away Japanese wrestling now. We're leaving that territory alone. We're just looking at North American territory. This is going to be and I'm saying it right now, we are looking at a turf war, a gang war style of between AEW and WWE.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest set for one fall.
It's go time.
Iron Jet said something in our chat earlier, right? You said when this happened, you said this is going to affect a lot of these companies. Jet, talk to us about what you were saying in that chat. Let the fans know what's happening.
Well, you see, the Iron Jet, the way he thought about it, the way he was. Why are you looking at me like that, boy?
Right. First of all,
Anyways,
watch your tone.
Boy, he called
the
you
way
a boy.
I see it is quite simple.
Talking third person like you.
AEW, as we know, All Elite Wrestling, has been siphoning and taking wrestlers from many different promotions, incorporating them into AEW, New Japan, even AAA. I'm not going to lie. That's where I was first exposed to AAAs because of what AEW did in CMLL, XYZ. And now WWE, who at first was completely against working with other promotions. They bought out WCW, right? And, ECW, their catalogs and stuff like that. And now they're like, we're working with TNA. So they're using TNA talent. And now they've bought out AAA. So they're going to be taking wrestlers from AAA practically away from Tony Khan. It's like all of the wrestling promotions, who's going to hold the vast majority of these promotions? Is it going to be WWE? If WWE somehow manages to get control of, let's say, New Japan Pro Wrestling, then AEW, Tony Khan is screwed because that's where he gets a lot of his toys from. No offense to the wrestlers. That's where he gets the wrestlers from, right? CMLL, New Japan, that's where we always see him, right? So this is big. This is massive. Like you said, it is a turf war. And it's going to be interesting to see how these promotions are handled with these two companies.
This new form of a turf war is very interesting because I'm looking at the brands that WWE has currently right now, and I'm comparing to AEW. They're pretty much even. Granted, I'd argue the larger brands on both sides of the field would be currently right now AAA, TNA.
Go ahead and break that down for us.
Right,
break that down. So who's set up the game signs?
Let's.
Where are we at? Where are we at?
Okay, first of all,
who's on Team AEW?
Okay,
and who's on Team WWE? That's where we at right now. So,
what is
so
it,
break it down.
Survivor Series? Damn.
I mean, ideally, this is where it's at. So who's part of the familia and who's not part of the familia?
So part of the Fed, what we have are Pro Wrestling Noah. I think is that Japan? Yeah, that's Japan. Reality of Wrestling, TNA, GCW, Marty Gold, Dreamstar Fighting, AAA on the WWE side. The big names out of that one that we care about is AAA, TNA. I'm going to put GCW in there too because they're one of the most popular ones. And now for the AEW side. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way to the top because certain people are watching us and we love them. So, MZW, Rev Pro Wrestling, Ring. Yeah, I'll put the Ring of. Damn, that actually stop. Okay, Ring of Honor, Stardom, CM. Yeah, I love Stardom. CMLL, and of course my favorite, and love, New Japan Pro Wrestling on the Fed side. I mean the dub side. Sorry. So yeah, this is a new form of territory war. I could say the battle of the battle of the brands. I don't know if I want to call it that. The brand wars.
It's
maybe.
like two gangs.
Why do we
fighting
have
for
to say
territory.
gangs?
It's just what it is. It's what it is.
They're like mafia bosses, bro.
I don't really gotta say it like that, though.
It's literally it's like Grand Theft Auto shit.
It really is.
Grand Theft Auto style, bro. If you played San Andreas, you know. If you know, you know.
But this is the problem, though, right? And we talked about it a little bit before.
Is it really a problem?
It is, because now all eyes are at the big two. We now have competition, right? And the competition is AEW. Ever since AEW came into the fray, everybody took notice. Oh, we have a second viable brand that has a major network backing them and a streaming sites that are backing them.
And financially being backed by a billionaire.
So they have a viable company. AEW is a super, whatever, however you feel about TK, that's your prerogative. But you have a viable number two. The issue that I have is the fact that think back to the original idea of NXT. And there's a meme around there floating around the interwebs where Triple H is on stage and he says, I want NXT to go global and I want mini NXTs everywhere. And the way I viewed this past Saturday, I saw this as them turning AAA into Mexico NXT.
Well, now that you said that, now it makes sense why Conan is taking a back seat in creative, and they're bringing in someone of their own creative. I forgot what was his name. What was his name that just got
Jeremy Borash.
Borash. It makes sense now. This is their way of, I like to call, aggressive expansion. That's
AAA has become gentrified.
Wow.
It is what it is, because they said that they want their wrestlers in AAA to learn English now.
They did say that.
Wrestling and I think it was like an American style of wrestling.
They said no, specifically WWE style
wrestling. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
Actually,
no. It actually says right here, English and work in more of an American style. That's what it says right here.
I mean, wouldn't that kind of be... Would you consider that taking away from the heart of what AAA was?
I think they're gonna try and incorporate it into their. I'm just speculating here.
Or adding
to, because just like martial arts, you shouldn't only study. They tell you not to only just study one style. It's good to master one style, but don't limit yourself to one style. Expand, grow. You can learn Jeet Kune Do, and you can learn capoeira. You can learn Muay Thai. You can learn Thai. It's something like that. So there's adding to it.
What if you just like the confinement of your culture? Like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, what if you just like?
It's always wise to take knowledge from other styles, because you can learn. Like, you know what? I can add this other layer to my style. That there was a weakness in this style. Let me add this to strengthen that part. That's the versatility of when it comes to martial arts.
Weakness in AAA's wrestling style?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, to my understanding, they only had 12 wrestlers under contract.
I mean,
the promotion was dying. For those of you who do not know, the promotion was dying.
For AAA.
Yes, and they've been wanting to sell for a while. They have been wanting to sell for a while. The promotion just wasn't there financially, and they weren't viable. My only issue is, as a CMLL will be the only one left. Traditional, right? And so the problem that I have is kind of what Iron Jet was saying is, if I'm a new wrestler in Mexico, or if I'm a new wrestler anywhere, right, and I want to sink my teeth in, where do I go?
You have options. Listen. Now wrestling is hot again. I'm just gonna say wrestling has been hot ever since we talking red hot. We're talking about like beautiful redheaded woman in a dress waiting to serve you an apple martini hot.
Jesus, you had to get him going.
Yes, I did. But AEW, let's call it as it is. When they stepped their foot in the game, they brought actual competition. They actually helped the other brands, including WWE, try to step up their game. Because let's face it, during the Vince's reign, it was ass. It was becoming ass. I forgot when it started, but it was becoming ass. But when AEW stepped into the fray, that's when they're like, oh crap, we have to try and do better.
But Splike, you brought something up. You brought up a point that's very important. AEW is collaborating. WWE is monopolizing.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the major issue that is happening here.
No.
Wouldn't you say AEW did monopolize in a way when they bought Ring of Honor? Because
Ring of Honor was dying. You're right. Ring of Honor was dying. You're right.
Was dying.
And many have argued that Ring of Honor is a shell of what it once was.
Right. Just like AAA was
Just
dying.
like AAA.
So what's the difference between the two right there? There is no difference.
And that's what I'm trying to say. And this is the conversation that we're having. We have two viable companies.
One thing is for sure, WWE has a history of, if there's competition, they're going to do whatever it takes to beat that competition. Hence
exactly.
WCW. The Monday Night Wars. It always goes back to that time when wrestling was at its peak, right? We had Mondays.
The Monday Night Wars. Some of you guys are too young to remember that, but we remember in the 90s, we had Monday Night Wars. We had console wars. Was there a third war that I miss out on?
We had
Cold
Nitro
War,
and Thunder.
What?
WCW. Yeah.
Cold War, but yeah.
Never mind.
It's interesting because you're right.
It's not interesting though. I understand the perspective, but I'm not gonna sit here and not call it what the fuck this is. This is a petty purchase. This is a necessary purchase. This is a purchase for Tony Khan. This was a petty purchase. They don't even know what the fuck they bought. Did you know? Did you guys know? There's a kid. There's a guy. There's a luchador in AAA whose name is Hamburger Kid. They don't even know what the fuck they bought.
In serio?
And in fairness, there's cheeseburger in AEW too, but
right, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We like him. He can wrestle.
The audacity that Stephanie had to come out. When y'all fuckers know this, but I know this, Stephanie was never in AAA. She's from CMLL. She has to come out as she was part of that company. She was never part of that company. This is a bullshit buy. This is a petty purchase by WWE to hurt TK. I don't know how. I don't know what the fuck are they thinking, but this is such a necessary purchase that is just stupid.
I agree.
They never went to Mexico. The last event that they went to Mexico was not even live. Roman Reigns had to go to pull in numbers. They don't have a huge audience in Mexico because it's a lucha style type of audience. That's the reason why CML is kicking it over there, because they have the traditional values. This is bullshit. And it's wrong that they bought this bullshit because they didn't even know what the fuck they bought.
So,
it was kind of random though. Like it just came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere and it made no sense.
It's a petty. And let me get you another fucking straight out facts. AAA was made by AEW. Let me give you a few names that were over there. Cody Rhodes. The biggest name that possibly came to AAA, who was a fucking champion, Kenny motherfucking Omega. He was a champion for I don't know how long. They gave him the title. They take the title and take it to the fucking world. He took it to Japan. He took it to TNA. He took it to AEW.
The Cleaner, he was once called.
AAA was a nobody without AEW. And the reason why he comes Triple H, he's come Triple K, he comes TKO. The reason why they bought AAA to hurt TKO. There's no other fucking way around it. Think about it. That's why they did it. To be like, hey, we have such a money. We have the biggest balls. We know you have your daddy's money. But guess what? We can buy this company that you working with. That's what it is. And don't come with this bullshit that is gonna revolutionize. It's not gonna do shit.
You don't think it's gonna do anything?
No, it's not
don't
gonna do
think?
shit. Because the way it works is how you guys describe it. You guys described it perfectly fine. It was a place where Japanese wrestlers would come in, develop their craft, go to a different thing. It was sort of like a mini AEW in Mexico. Because AAA it was never and is never going to be the number one company in Mexico. It's always gonna be CMLL. That you're never gonna take that away. They fill arenas every weekend because they do traditional wrestling. AAA was alternative. AAA was trying different things. They were bringing wrestlers from Japan. They were bringing wrestlers from AEW. Hell, my own champion Cody Rhodes was right there.
He's not lying.
Nope, he's not lying.
He's not lying.
I still remember.
So in a way, it worked out as a small promotion, as a small, hey, work your craft. Then you can either go to WWE, you can go to TNA, you can go to many places. You're not gonna have that option no more. You're not, because you monopolize this fucking shit. And again, you don't even know what the fuck you bought. How do you know who's a AAA current champion? A guy you fucking fire. A guy you fucking fire because he attacked a racist in your fucking company.
Wait, Del
I
Rio?
remember that. Yes, Alberto Del Rio, El Patron. El Patron is the current AAA champion. Do you guys fucking know? No, you guys didn't fucking know that.
Oh,
A guy, keep in mind, a guy who was a huge deal in WWE and was fired because he defended racism in the workplace of WWE. That's WWE right there. That's the company that bought AAA.
I remember I saw him. I was at you guys weren't there, but I was at Fish and Tail getting some food, and I saw Del Rio there, and I'm like, holy shit, he's on AAA. I didn't know he became champion. Oh wait, now that they're
They're gonna fire him again? That'd be jacked.
That'd be funny.
They
I
would
would
definitely
laugh.
fire him.
Crazy if they did.
They will definitely fire him.
Oh, I don't want that to happen, but I mean,
They already fired him one in WWE, so what?
That's true.
What's it gonna take? Nothing. And he defended himself against
That is
racism
true.
on WWE.
That is
Again,
true.
you don't know. WWE don't know what the fuck they bought. They just went and they're like, oh, Tiki was working with this company. Let's show us our dick. Let's show Tiki our dick and show him and his daddy that we have the money, that we have the power. That's all it fucking was. A petty purchase. And don't let nobody else fucking tell you that. All right? And this shit is not going to go anywhere. Again, these guys are right. If anything, it's going to become what? What did you put it perfectly. What's happening right now? It's going to be gentrified. It's going to be fucking gentrification of a Mexican company. Ace said it best. It's gonna be a fucking NXT in Mexico, which, by the way, no one's gonna watch because no one was watching AAA before all this. The numbers were down. Hell, I was the only one watching when AEW wasn't there.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet.
Actually, I'll co-sign that.
QT Marshall was fighting, and I watched his ass there.
I remember. Actually, no. I remember you would tell us anytime it was some, like for example, I think Vikingo. When I didn't know who that was, and you had to tell
He's
me
the
he
only
come from
one
AAA.
that's good in there.
Yeah, and I was just like, holy shit. So yeah, I'll co-sign that. I can vouch because Mayo had to tell me all the luchadores that were coming over. I was like, who is this guy? He's like, oh, he's from AAA. And I was like, oh, sweet shit. Especially Vikingo. Now you have Vikingo.
I'm willing to bet most of the people in that audience had no idea what AAA was.
No, they don't.
In
Unless
WWE,
if you're part of the Fed, or if you're part of the Fed, like, and if you are only the WWE universe, like
They don't
solely
know.
that, then you don't know. But if you're part of hardcore wrestling,
Yeah,
IWC
they'll
or
know.
AEW, yeah, you'll know. But or if you're Chicago, if you live in Chicago, where you got exposed to everything. So
the question now is, what happens? Are we going to see more AAA wrestlers being sent over? I don't think they're going to just jump on the main brand like that.
I truly believe this is the big scheme.
Scheme.
Yes, I'm calling it a scheme. Mayo actually hit the nail on the head. I truly believe that they are trying to box out TK. They're trying to box out TK. They're trying to box out his talent pool. They're trying to just put a grip on the industry as a whole.
talk about a power play.
I can honestly see that.
And I think
And Ace, that shit is gonna bite us in the ass. You know why? And again, I'm giving you the fucking facts because you don't fucking know WWE marks. Penta was not even made in AAA. Penta made himself through the fucking indies. I mean, hell, he went to Lucha Underground and he shit himself. It's not, yeah,
He's right.
they're staple to a company, but they were not made there. They were all around the circuit. They were in different little, indies here,
That's true.
Dallas, Memphis, you name it. And they are trying to fix out TK just for fucking petty reasons.
It's gonna be an interesting landscape in 2025. I don't know what else is gonna happen in the world of wrestling, but this is something that we have to look at because it will not only just affect this generation, but future generations.
There's going to be, like you said, this is going to be this generation's war of the brands, per se. Because like you said, there's a line drawn in the sand now. It's like, and I'm saying I do enjoy that we are getting more wrestling. More competition is good. It's good for growth.
It's like, but it's a fucking lie though. Like, look at fucking the Cruiserweight tournament.
That is true.
I was about to get to that.
All I know is that
No, you're good.
if WWE manages to get their grimy little hands on Stardom in New Japan, it's over.
Oh, fuck,
with.
it's over.
I'm gonna turn the fuck out. I'm gonna be so, bruh.
It's over. The minute they get their if they get their hands on
If
Stardom and New Japan, I agree. It's definitely over for AEW. They would have to surrender. This war is lost. They'll have to go on the list.
it is.
They'll go on the list next to freaking WCW.
Oh, shit.
And that's do I want that to happen? No. But if it does, I mean,
It is what it is. Let us know in the comments below the magnitude of this deal. Is it good? Is it not good? What is the fate of professional wrestling from here on out? Let us know in the comments below. This is Breaking Kayfabe.
Haven't heard that in a while. What is the?
Are you listening? Damn.